since my last interview. Today I'm sitting here with the frontman from Japanese Drugstore, Mr. Paul Stevens. So Paul, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about Japanese Drugstore and what you guys cover and even how you guys formed.
Well, formed basically in '06 out of our guitar player Barnes' other band. Their singer moved away. He was also the bass player, and so they got a hold of me, and so I took Hungy, who was our lead guitar player, up to play bass. And after a couple of years of messing around and looking for drummers, after drummer, we finally figured it out. And, so basically we started gigging in '08, and we just kind of, wanted to do kind of the stuff that we grew up on, some of the older metal and hard rock and stuff like that, and alternative stuff. We're all fans of different kinds of music, I'm more into the alternative stuff, and our lead guys also like that. But, it's just kind of do things that other bands weren't doing, as far as being a cover band.
Yeah.
So, I didn't expect it to even work, but apparently it did.
It did. And you guys in this area, really, you're the only hard rock band around.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other rock bands, but there's, not like you guys.
Yeah.
So, locally, cover band wise, you guys are doing something different. So, now speaking of old school, what was the stuff you were listening to as you were growing up?
Well, a lot of the stuff that we do, like old Ozzy, of course Metallica, and Anthrax, and but then also like Jane's Addiction, and Faith No More, and geez, I could go on and on and on, but just a lot of the Judas Priest, and stuff like that. But I mean, for me, like bands like Jane's Addiction and Faith No More were just huge influences as far as being a vocalist and a performer goes. Mike Vance was one of my biggest inspirations, if you couldn't tell. But
So, out of all those bands, who would you say is your biggest influence?
For me, Faith No More, Doors, Jim Morrison. As far as being a vocalist and performer goes, definitely those two guys. Perry Farrell, just the kind of the in-your-face kind of guys. Corey Clark from Warrior Soul. Always been drawn to that kind of just attack and just being a little different.
Yeah. So when did you realize that you first wanted to sing or could sing?
Well, when we were growing up, when I got into high school, I just met all these guys that were playing music, and I was always just drawn to music, and wanted to do it. So of course I did a bunch of things before I figured the singing thing out. Started with drums, and I went to guitar, and everybody's playing guitar, so and then I don't know, one day I just started singing along with something, and one of my buddies was like, "Oh, dude," and, which kind of made sense because my sisters are really, just off the wall good singer, and so just kind of went with it, and next step I took voice lessons and stuff like that to figure out how to do it without hurting myself.
Well, that actually kind of answers one of my later questions, is have you ever taken lessons?
Yeah, I took some lessons when I was in 9th or 10th grade, I think, and just kind of learned all the breathing and the technique and stuff like that to learn how to do it properly. And after that, I just kept on practicing, kept on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it.
Did you hear that? Practice makes perfect.
It worked out.
So, and these guys are really, really good. I have to say, you guys, out of the whole music festival you guys did for us last year, you guys were the band that I heard the most positivity about.
That's good because we played terrible that day.
Well, first of all, you started off with a great song, Creeping Death by Metallica. Yeah. You can't go wrong with that. And that's what caught my attention. So, naturally, with me being a huge Metallica fan, that worked out for me. But everybody, even the guys that are in the original bands that don't do the cover thing, they absolutely loved you guys.
Yeah, that's cool to hear,
So, yeah, you were definitely one of the better ones there that day.
Kind of like an original cover band, like most original.
Yeah, right. So, when it comes to gear, obviously with you being a vocalist, do you have a microphone of choice?
Yeah. SM58.
Popular one.
Yeah, I've been using that thing for, I think I've had that one for about 5 years now. It's dented up. It's got part of one of the front teeth in it.
Nice.
You know?
That's rock and roll right
Yeah,
there.
twice that happened during the same song. I've had that fixed twice. But yeah, can't go wrong.
Right. Sure makes a good instrument.
Yeah.
So, what kind of music are you listening to today? Like the newer bands that are coming out?
Like Ghost a lot.
I knew that.
Yeah. Well, again, I've always been drawn to the first thing I ever got into was Kiss. So, with those guys, the performance-wise and the whole production of the show, but they have the music to back it up. Where you just don't find that a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ghost. A lot of weird stuff. I've been getting into Montreal a lot lately, which is completely different from any sort of heaviness. But jeez, there's too much really.
Putting you on the spot.
Well, no, it's just my mind's over.
There's a lot of music out there. There really is.
Yeah.
There's so much music. This country is so saturated with music. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, these guys, Rooney, just saw them. They were great. There's a kind of a power pop band. I've always liked that kind of music too. So
Yeah.
I love hooks and so.
Now,
Ghost, yes,
Ghost. Remember that Ghost. I'm actually going to tag them when I post this on Twitter. So
I'm sure they'll be flattered.
Now, when it comes to practicing the songs that you guys cover, how do you go about practicing the songs? Do you just crank the stereo in the car? Do you hook a mic up to an amplifier and belt them out? Do you go over like lyric videos on YouTube or read the lyrics on paper?
Yeah, a lot of times I just jot down the lyrics, before practice, and most of the time I'm fairly familiar with whatever we're going to be trying, So yeah, then we just get to practice and just, do it. And if it works, it works. And if it don't,
Yep.
do it.
Yep, trial and error. So if you just can't get
some
some,
things just don't. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, some of the easiest stuff just doesn't work for some people.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
be like, oh yeah, this will be no problem. And
Timing,
some
yeah.
of the easiest songs are the hardest ones to pull off.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, God, my band was just jamming something here, and it was the easiest song, but the timing was so fucked up. That is. But anyway, now when you go to perform, whether it be a lot of people or just a handful of people, do you ever get nervous?
No. Nope.
Straight up, easy. Moving onward.
I
Next
used
question.
to. But the first time I ever performed in front of anyone was like at a talent show in high school, and I was terrified. And I threw up before we went out and did it. And,
Typical.
I was singing "Talk Dirty to Me," and, but as soon as I got out there and people reacted, I was over it. So no, unless I'm not feeling well, obviously,
Yeah.
because you can't change a string on this to make it better. So, but no, I love it. It's just what I do. So
Very cool. Now, what are some of your words of encouragement for other musicians out there?
don't. Just kidding. Just keep hammering at it, man. If it's there, it's there. You're not gonna get rid of it. If it's something that you're passionate about, it's not gonna go away. So just keep going.
Straightforward. Now, when Japanese Drugstore plays a show, how do you guys prepare yourselves? Do you get together and rehearse the night before, or do you just go into it and just?
Yeah, never the night before. I hate doing that because I don't know, I do. But usually now, unless we're learning a new song, a few new songs for a show, then we'll rehearse maybe a few days before. But now we're just kind of showing up and doing it because we've been doing it forever. So
That's what I like about some of the older guys that come in here is you have
so now
more. You have more to say than guys like I'm going to be doing an interview with Supporter. They played second at the music festival last summer. A bunch of young guys. They don't have a whole lot to say, So, but that's why I like bringing the older guys in, and I've still got
Get
guys.
the old guy.
Yeah, I got my dad. I'm actually going to bring in for an interview, and
That's
I know
awesome.
he's got a lot to say. Now, when you were growing up, out on the music scene, how was the music scene back when you were younger?
A lot of mullets. A lot of mullets. Yeah, well, again, it was like the late 80s, early 90s when, I started playing music, so there's a lot of the hair stuff going on. So it was different. Like I say, the first thing I ever did in front of anybody was a Poison song. But, I mean, as far as the music scene goes, then you got into the 90s, early 90s, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's when I was in an original band called Bean, and we're kind of a heavier psychedelic type of band. Now Meyer, you had like Chuck Larks and stuff like that, where there was an outlet for that to be happening, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those bands like 5 Pound Opinion, Crawling, Grooveyard. So there was kind of a cool scene happening for a while, and then I'm just kind of away as far as the original scene went. But yeah, when I first started, it was just a lot of hair.
There's a lot of metal bands in this specific town.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of cover bands, but there is a lot of, when it comes to originality, it's a lot of, heavy metal, hardcore stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now you had spoke about your old band Bean.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what other projects have you been in previously to Japanese Drugstore?
Well, there was 3 Happy Children, which was guitarist in our band, the guitarist Hungerford, and myself. I played drums and sang in that band. And guy Brett Masteller, who we also grew up with, and we did a lot of like jam stuff, a lot of psychedelic stuff, Doors, some original stuff. So there was that, and then other than that, I did a lot of writing and recording with a guy that I was in Bean with, Bruce Hardy, and with Brett, who was also in Bean. And so we did a lot of like the 4-track, and God, we used to do that for hours on end. And, I wish I still had some of it because it's like a bunch of it's lost, but there was quite a long time where it was just a lot of writing and recording. So, and I'm hoping to get back to doing some of that stuff again because I'm missing it.
It's definitely when you dabble into that original stuff, you can get your feelings out. So.
Yeah.
Now, talking about originality, when you write songs, how or where did you get inspiration from? Was it like daily life struggles or past life struggles or just shit that annoys you or?
Yeah, honestly, like as far as lyric writing goes, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's like
Neither do I.
it's
That's why I play drums.
I go mostly by melody. I'm like I say, I've always been like a hook guy, and I think Noel Gallagher from Oasis is the same thing because if you listen to their music, which I love, I'm a huge fan of them. Their lyrics make absolutely no sense, but those songs are so great just because the melody's there and the hook's there. But I always started with a guitar part and then just kind of
build off that. Yeah.
From that, I'm not the greatest guitar player in the world, so I always kind of had somebody else that I was working with that was. I would just kind of come up with a foundation and they would help me, get into that. So that's how a lot of the Bean stuff got done. But yeah, as far as lyrics go, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at it.
Lyric writing, I don't know how some of you guys do it. Lyric writing is very tough, and to incorporate, to transition from your verse to your chorus and have it make sense and rhyme.
Yeah.
That's a special kind of talent right there.
Especially these storyteller guys.
I know, right?
It's awesome, it's awesome, but it's like, wow.
So my last question for you right now is, why do you, Paul Stevens, why do you play music? Why do you perform?
Because I have to. Like I say, if it's in you, it's in you. I can't imagine not doing it. It's just, I don't know, I'd be miserable, I'd be completely miserable. But yeah, it's just something I gotta do. So, like when we play, everybody's like, oh my God, you got a lot of energy, It's like, but I can't help it. It's just once, I'll show up to a gig feeling like crap sometimes or whatever, and just as soon as that starts, it's gone,
Again, music is power.
It is.
It really is. So, Paul, my friend, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. I'm hoping to actually get more of the guys from JD in here. So.
Yeah.
But the only other one I really know is Shane, and I actually haven't seen Shane in forever.
Shane will talk to you. He's a talker.
I know he is. So, all right, guys, Japanese Drugstore, Paul Stevens. I'm going to throw a link up in the bio. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and check out Japanese Drugstore. Y'all be good to each other.
Cool.